Alex, welcome. So basically, in this wonderful reading that I'm going to do, this is going to be for a tarot card reading. This is going to be for a tarot card reading that will be for whoever wants to watch this video or not. It all depends on their point of view. But this is going to be for August 30th to September 10th of 2025. So, this is the way how it works. This is how it's going to be, the way how it seems to be, and that's how it goes. It's going to be how straightforward it is, how it is, and it's the way it seems to be. So you need to understand what's going to be happening in that way. You're going to figure out what's going on in this tarot reading, whether it's going to be good or bad, but it all depends on your point of view, right? So you have to understand that you have to do what you're going to be doing in that way, and you think that, oh, okay, this is going to be very interesting. Yes, it is. But you have to understand about the way how this is in that way, and this is how it seems to be. So this is how it's going to be in that way, because you have to know about it. You have to know exactly how it is in that way, and you have to know how it is, right? So this oracle card, it says, purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Yes, exactly. And the way how this is, the purpose is the way how I'll be saying that I'm purpose about reading this tarot card reading for you. This is my sense of humor. But you know what I mean, right? So the way how this is, you have to have your own experiences about the left, right, and center, right? That's all you can do. But you have to do exactly what I told you to do. You have to be responsible how you're feeling, how you're going to be educated, how you're going to get what you want. That's how it goes. And when you do exactly what it is, you have to know how it is. You're trying to understand that everything's going to be fine, but you have to understand what it is. So you have to know what's going on, and that's how it seems to be in that way. Alright? This is how it is, right? So that's how it seems to be. So, the way how this is, we're going to figure out, how it's going to be in this situation. Knowing that it's going to be a very interesting reading indeed, you have to know how it is. So remember that this is going to be who's on the left side, who's on the right side. We're going to figure out who's going to be in the middle. So it's kind of like a puzzle situation. But, no doubt it's the way how this is, and you have to prepare yourself wisely to do that, right? That's how it goes. But the way how this is, you have to know about it, and that's how it kind of is in that way. It's like, okay, this seems to be very interesting. Alright, I know what to do, but that's how it goes, right? So you have to know what it takes. So we're going to figure out who's on the left side and who's on the right side. We're going to figure out who's in the middle later on, but that's how it goes in that way. So this is how it seems to be. Alright, so here we go. So, in this wonderful temptation, we have the Three of Pentacles here. There's no excitement here. Okay, so there's no excitement. The way out this is, you're trying to figure out why you have no excitement, because you're not being excited, right? That's how it goes, right? When you do that, that's the way how it goes. You're trying to know how you can do it in that way. You're trying to reveal how you're feeling in that way, and you have to know how it is. You're trying to have your own strengths, your weaknesses, your abilities. That's how it goes. So that's how it seems to be. So the moment of how this is, we're going to figure out who is in this situation, and we're going to understand what's happening in this this way, how it goes in that way. So we're going to figure out what's happening in this reading here, because this is how it's going to be accomplished, or the way how this is, or the way how you're going to assume the purpose of how it goes. But this is going to be how it is, right? So we're going to figure out what's going on. So I'll do a 3-card reading over here, and I'm going to be a 3-card reading on the right side as well. So let's see. The Emperor yours, there's no structure. Ace of Pentacles yours, there's no prosperity. 8 of Pentacles over there's you're being perfection, right? Everything is like all perfected. That's how it is. But you might be doing it in a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, in the way of this is, because you're trying to read between the lines. You're trying to know what's best and how it is. You're trying to put step forward and one step back, whatever it is, but you have to proceed of how you're doing it. Everything's going to be fine, but this is how it goes, right? You have to know about it. You're trying to play by the rules. You're trying to know what it is. That's how it goes. You're trying to be perfectionist. That's how it goes. And when you do that, that's the way it's going to be in that way. What's happening with this 8 Pentacles here? The heart of yours, there's no solitude. Judgment of yours, you're not taking action. The Knight of Pentacles yours, you're not having any trust. Okay, so we know, on your side, as in you are being perfect, right? Because everything's fine, right? For them, they are basically saying that they have no trust, right? Because they don't believe in that, right? They could have trust in one way, but we need to clarify that, right? We don't know what's in the middle yet, but that's how it's going to be doing. So that's how it goes. But there are ways they need to concern in this, how it is. So let me clarify this Eight of Pentacles here on the left side. The King of Cups here, there's no support. The Chariot is upright, there's progress. Wheel of Fortune here, you're having bad luck. The Nine of Swords here, there's no trauma. Ten of Swords here, there's no conclusions, but 9 of Wands is upright, there's fear, right? So you're having fear. You're progress and you're having fear at the same time, but you don't know what to do, right? This is the way how it works in that way, is you're trying to go with the flow. When you do that, that's how it is. You're trying to play by the rules, You have your own rules, you have to know what it is, because that's how it's going to be, right? That's how it goes. And when you have that, you have your main purpose to understand that, right? That's how it goes. Now, that's the way it goes. So you might be focusing on another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in that way. What's on the right side, please? The 4 of Wands is upright, there's celebration. 3 of Wands reverse, there's no communication. 3 of Cups reverse, there's no excitement or celebration. The 9 of Wands is upright, there's immaturity. Yes, so when you have immaturity on the right side, you're not feeling like you're having a gut feeling or whatever it is, but then when you have no communication, as the 3 of Wands reverse, you have no communication whatsoever. Everything's cut off, right? It's like, why are you doing it? Why that things are not going as planned? Because that's how it goes, right? You're trying to know exactly how it's going to be in that way. It's like, oh, well, everything's going to be fine. I already know what to do. Yes. But is there a crossover? Is there a temptation? Is there the way how it looks? Now you have to know why you're acting like you're having no communication, but then it's like, why are they, acting like they're, why you are acting like you're having fear, but they have no communication. This is the way how it goes. You're not trying to get confused, but how it is, you're trying to have your own sensitivity. You're trying to figure out how you can have your own basic movements, because that's how it seems to be. So what's this 9 of Wands about? The Deliberates for yours, there's no decisions. The Emperor yours, there's no structure. The Hierophant yours, there's no guidance. Exactly. So you have no guidance, right? So this is going to be trying to figure out why it is, but this is so interesting about this whole entire reading. You have to know exactly how it is, because you have to have your own basic needs, basic wants, basic desires, to know about the basics. That's how it goes. You're trying to improve yourself wisely to get the better of you. That's how it is. What's on the right side of this situation? The Star is right, there's inspiration. The Terror yours, there's no healing. The Sun card yours, there's negativity. Exactly. Their negativity, because they're acting to be immaturity, right? And when you have no communication whatsoever, and you're not having it, you're basically saying that you are in negativity. It's like you're saying to somebody, back off, leave me alone, I don't want this. That's how it goes. It's like, fine, fair enough. But you know how it goes in that way. You're trying to know about the basic rules, because you have to accept that. What's up with this Hierophant card? The High Priest is upright, you're using your voice. Chariot yours, there's no progress. Sun card is upright, there's positivity. Exactly. You're staying positive. They are staying negative. Do you see a difference there? Yes. Because that's how it goes. It's like, why are you doing it? You're trying to emphasize what you want, what you need, what you get. But then you're trying to have your own valuation of knowing to it. Right? That's how it goes. And when you do that, you need to have your own purpose, because you have to believe in that. That's how it goes. What's up with this Sun card here on the right side? The Temperance is upright, there's healing. The Hermit is upright, you're finding solitude. The Lover's yours, there's no decisions. The Moon is upright, there's misrotations. Obviously, that's how it goes, because you are basically saying that you want a soulmate. But why are you acting like you want to have a soulmate while you're in negativity? You have to have your own common sense. When you have common sense, you have to understand that. If you don't have common sense, what's the need about this whole entire reading? Why? Right? You have to understand what basic needs, well, how you're doing in that way. It's like everything seems to be fine, but then it's like why you're doing it. Let me clarify this sun card on the left side. Magician reverse, there's no skill. The Empress already, there's structure. The Hermit reverse, there's no solitude. The High Priestess already, you're using your inner voice. Exactly, right? So you already have a soulmate, while they don't have a soulmate. Now let me clarify. Let me clarify this moon card here. The Empress reverse, there's no nourishment. The Sun reverse, the Star reverse, there's no inspiration. The Judgment reverse, there's no action. But those upright, there's obsessions, addictions. That's how it goes. You're trying to not picture yourself having fights. You're trying to figure out why that this is a ruling. Let me clarify this Devil card on the right side. The Tower reverse, there's no transformation. Judgment Star, you're taking action. Magician Star, you're having skill. Obviously, that's how it goes, because that's what the temptation is. You're being tempted what to do, but then you have strongly to have negativity. It's like, why you're doing it? Why? Because you're not trying to mess up. If you do, what's the point? What's this High Priestess about? The Devil reverse, there's no obsessions. The Emperor is upright, there's structure. The Fool is upright, there's change. Exactly. You're changing. You're changing your ideas because you have structure. They, on the other side, they don't have structure, because they are trying to not be a pain in your butt. But in that reality, yes, they are. So you're between you versus them in this whole entire way how it goes. It's like, why are you doing it? Because you have to pay attention to what you want, what you get, what you need. That's how it goes, right? You have to figure out how you can do it in that way, because you're trying to understand that, right? That's how it kind of is. And when you do that, it's like, okay, this seems to be very interesting indeed. So now we're going to figure out who's in the middle of this situation, because this is the way how it is, right? So this is like a puzzle, right? Ever do puzzles? Yes. So if you like puzzles, give it a comment. If you want, that's how it goes. If you don't do puzzles, well, then this is how it seems to be. And I personally don't do puzzles. I don't. Because they are kind of confusing and whatever it is. But you know what I mean, right? So this is how it is in this way. So in my own valuation about this, the way how it goes, I'm going to improve myself wisely to understand this. So let me see who's in the middle of this situation. The 7 wands is upright. So there is resilience here. Now you're thinking, okay, I have resilience. Alright, I got this. Alright. Now, the way how this is, the way how it's going to work, you have to pay attention to it. Now we have to understand that this is between a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in that way, but you have to go with the flow. You go with the flow because you pay attention to what you're going to get, what you want, what you desire, because you pay attention to it. Now, let me clarify between the middle and the left, middle to the right. The Tower is upright, there's transformation. The Star is upright, there's inspiration. The Page of Swords is upright, there's education. 6 wands reverse, there's no celebration. Page 1 is upright, there's prospects. The 6 of Swords is upright, there's movement. Exactly. So when you have movement, you know how it goes. You're going to control yourself. You're going to have where it is, because you're going to have your own change of reaction, whatever it is. This is the way how it goes. And when you do that, you have to use your own purpose to understand what you're doing. That's how it goes. What's between the middle and the right side, please? The Empress reverse, there's nourishment. Ace wands reverse, there's no new beginnings. Queen wands reverse, there's no charisma. Temperance reverse, there's healing. The 5 pentacles reverse, there's no insecurity. The High Priestess reverse, there's no it's reversed, it means there's no inner voice. The 8 wands, there's speed. Exactly. When you have speed, you know what's going on, right? Speed is everything. You're going exactly what the energy is. If you're feeling happy, if you're having, how it goes, you're trying to figure out what's going on. And when you have speed, you know how it takes in that way, right? That's how it goes. What's the middle of this situation here? The moon is upright. There's misrotations. Obviously, yes, the moon is affecting you. That's how it goes. When it does, you have your own different reactions. It's like, why you're doing it. Because the way how this is, you're trying to, not to bite the bullet, but you're trying to miss it. That's how it goes. And when you do that, that's the way it seems to be. You're trying to aim it right, not wrong, That's why it seems to be. And when you do that, you're trying to control of how you're feeling in that way, Everything has to be all good, but then it's like, why are you doing it, This is the way how you can be prepared what to do. And this is how it seems to be, And when things to be in a perspective, you know how it goes, right? You think that, everything seems to be fine. All right, I know what to do. But it's like, not necessarily. Now you're trying to act like everything seems to be fine. But if you're dealing with another generally Aquarius, if you're dealing with another, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, if you're dealing with another fire signs and air signs on the left side, then why are you dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius on the right side? How it is. And why are you dealing with the moon in the middle? Like, why? That's why you're trying to figure out why you're doing it in that way. Everything has to be all great, but this is not short and sweet. This is not the way of how it looks. Let's see what's going on in the middle of the left side. So 5 cups is already, there's grief, alright? What's in the middle? Queen cups is already, there's empathy, right? Because there's two sides of the story. Two sides of the story. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. That's how it goes. What's on the right side? The 5 swords here, there's no conflict. Alright, that's how it goes. But this is not over yet, because now I'm trying to clarify the way how this is. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to clarify this 5 of cups here on the left side. The Hermit is upright, there's solitude. High Priestess is upright, you're using your inner voice because you're looking for a soulmate. The 9 of Pentacles here is you're feeling uncomfortable. 10 cups is alright, there's completion. Yes, but when you're feeling uncomfortable, you're trying to figure out saying, well, I'm backing off. I need to, be who I am. I'm trying to back off and leave the other person alone. That's how it seems to be. But then if you have, and you're looking for a soulmate, why you keep doing it, right? That's how it seems to be. You're trying to understand that. And when you believe to have the empathy and showing your skills, and you're trying to figure out having that empathy, seeing two sides of the story here, one makes sense, one does make sense, why, right? That's how it goes. What's happening with this Queen of Cups here? Let me clarify. The 4 of Cups is already, you want distraction. 5 of Pentacles is already because you want money in that situation. That's why it goes. You're trying to look for money. You're trying to basic needs what you want. But then this is how it goes, right? If you want a distraction, why are you having distraction for? That's why it seems to be. You need to go with the flow. When you do that, you need to understand about how it goes. This is not nitty-gritty. This is not the way how it goes. But this is how to express of how you're feeling in that way. It's like, alright, I know what to do. Alright, I got this. But the way how this is, you have your own time of the essence. That's the way it seems to be. And you have to understand that. That's how it goes. What's this 5 swords about? The Page of Swords, sorry, there's the education. 7 is already, you're taking action. Yes. So they are taking action because they have education, right? And, when you are between both sides of a situation, whether you're choosing money or distraction, or you're basically looking for a soulmate, or having a completion, everything is going to go exactly how it is. But then why are you having your own temptation? Why things are going to be, the way how it looks? That's how it seems to be. It's like, everything seems to be fine, alright. But the way how it goes is like, no, not necessarily. So you have to believe that everything seems to be fine, but it's not, right? So when you have grief, or when things are not going ahead, or, the way how it is like, why you keep doing it? Why you're trying to, trying to not mess up? That's how it goes. And when you feel like that, it's like, well, this is not going to end well. It's not. Because you're trying to understand what is serious and what's not serious. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're having comfortable, you're feeling comfortable. But when you're not comfortable, then it's like, why you keep doing it? That's why it seems to be. And when you do that, it's like everything seems to be fine in that way. It's like, okay, this is how it goes, alright. But I can't do this anymore. I quit. It's like, well, then you're feeling uncomfortable because you're not doing it, right? So you're trying to figure out about you versus them in that way. You're trying to coordinate. You're trying to be casual. You're trying to, gradually of how everything is. This is how it is. If you're looking at the left, right, and center, you pay attention to it, right? That's why you're trying to have your own massive building, whether you like it or not. But this is not playing mind games. This is not having a temptation of, having your own violence or whatever it is. You're trying to figure out why you're doing it, You're trying to express what you're doing. And when you do it, it's like, oh, okay, I know what to do, alright. But this is how it is. It's like, why you keep doing it, This is like a vice versa situation, That's why it needs to be that. Because if you're in negativity, and let's say you are in negativity and they aren't, why you keep doing it, You need to understand that you have to have the ability to understand about how you're feeling, If you're feeling like you're having comfortable, fine. If they are feeling like negativity, back off, leave them alone. That's how it goes. But you understand that, right? The way how this is, you have to believe in order to do that, right? That's how it is. So you have to go with the flow. Now, the way how this is, I'm going to do what the universe is saying. Then I'll have the dice. I'll bring the dice out for this reading. And then for your numerology and everything else, I'll be basically in the description box below so you can understand what's going on in this situation. And you have to know exactly how it is. So you have to know about the way how it works and how it's going to be. And, this is how it is. So you're trying to have your own sense of control. You know how it is, right? So that's how it seems to be. So you have to understand it. So then we go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. So 3 Pentacles over, there's excitement. 9 Pentacles over, there's trust. 5 of Cups yours, there's no grief. 6 Swords over, there's movement. Judgment yours, you're not taking action. Hangman is over, there's restrictions. Yes, because you're being restricted. When you're being restricted, you know that you have trust. You have that ability from the right or wrong perspective. That's all you can do. But you have to take a risk, right? When you have restrictions, you're being restricted. That's how it goes, right? When you have restrictions, you have your own curfew, right? That's the way how it works. But you have to understand about the ability. You have to know about the rules. You have to know about how it is, right? This is not having your own, play dates or your own rights or your own physical reality. No, you have to understand what it works, what you like or dislike. It doesn't matter, but you have to understand about. You have to, coordinate of how you're doing in that way, right? You have to go with the flow. What's between the middle and the right side, please? The 5 Pentacles yours, there's no insecurity. The Emperor's yours, there's no nourishment. The King Pentacles yours, there's no security. 9 Cups over, there's fulfillment. 2 of Swords yours, you are not pathways. 2 of Cups yours, there's no relationships or friendships. Wow. Queen Pentacles over, there's stability, right? So you have stability, right? They, as in them have stability. Right? That's how it goes. So you understand how it takes in that way. You're trying to know that. If they don't have relationships or friendships, go figure. That's how it goes. But you understand how it goes in that way. What's in the middle of this situation? The Justice, you're not telling the truth. Because this is a lie here. But the 6 of Cups, there's the past. Exactly. So when you're drawn into the past, you're not meeting the present. You're not meeting about the way how it works and how you're going to have your own guarantees or whatever, right? So I'm going to say what's happening. I'm not going to get all the dice. I'm going to get 4 dice and see what's happening in your numerology about you versus them. So let's see. So we have 2 4s. we have 3, and we have 1. But in basically the months, so the first month is January, the third month is March, the fourth month is April, and the 8th month, I believe, would be August. So it's going to be August. So August month, January, and March, and April, and August. That's how it goes, right? So those are the months of that. Plus the numerology would be the 4 and the 4 make an 8. So we have an 8 numerology. We have a 3rd numerology. We have number 1 is numerology. Houses, it could be the 1st house, the 3rd house, the 4th house, the 8th house, the 7th house, the 5th house. That's how it goes. And numerology numbers that I just told you about, we have 8. We have 12 in this in numerology, right? That's how it goes. So this is the way it seems to be in that way, but because that's how it goes, right? So before I let you all go, try to pay attention what's going on in this way how it goes. This is the way it seems to be. So you have to pay attention about what's going on, right, in this whole entire how it goes. But this is the way it seems to be, and this is the way it works, right? So you have to understand about how you're going to be doing it in the way how it goes. So I hope you all like this video, understand how it seems to be in that way, and this is how it is, right? So this is the way it seems to be, but this is the way how it works. This is just the general rating, that's how it goes, but this is seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like, please give a comment if you want, but this is how it seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Please give a like, please give a comment if you want, and I'll see you next time. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, thanks, and bye.